Hello everyone, and welcome to a very quick guide to show you how to navigate and use the Coastal Risk website for Mars 1001, Living Oceans. Now, if you clicked on the link in Edge, you will have been sent to this website, and it's pretty straightforward, but I thought I would just show you a couple of things to make sure that you're on the right track. Without further ado, your instructions are to find a location that you might want to investigate. So I'm just going to choose Brisbane because that's where a lot of us will be located. So if we type in Brisbane, it'll come up as an option. If we click on that, we'll be sent to Brisbane. And this is what we end up finding. You can just close that disclaimer. You're welcome to read it. It's just providing you with a little bit more information. And you can basically navigate as if it's a Google map. In fact, it basically is Google Maps with an overlay of forecasted sea level rise over the top. So I'm just going to navigate down a bit closer to Brisbane River and Brisbane Airport. And you'll see that we have blue overlays on top of our satellite image here. And what that is the forecasted rise in sea level plus the highest astronomical tide. So what we have is the rise in sea level that's forecasted on top of our highest possible tide that we will see in each location around Australia. So for example, if I click this button here on the left, I'll turn off the highest astronomical tide. If I click it on again, you'll see the light blue color comes in again, and you'll see where the combined effects of sea level rise and highest astronomical tide might impact Brisbane. The other thing to look at is that you have your different scenarios here, high, medium, low. So we're on a relatively high scenario of sea level rise impact. You can drop that down to medium and you'll see that maybe not really dramatically here. If I zoom in a bit more, we'll be able to see it. As I change the scenario, some of the locations where the inundation occurs changes. So high, medium, low, that's all you really need to do. What you have to then do is look at the locations that appear to be inundated or most at risk to inundation in the future by 2100, and try and identify the ecosystems, maybe the morphology like floodplains, or ecosystems like wetlands, or maybe the infrastructure that we see that humans have developed that might be at risk. It's also fun to go down into the Gold Coast to see some locations that are pretty high risk in the future due to the kind of low-lying regions that we see there. Just to give you a few more bits of information, that's all you need to know how to navigate this website. But if you want to know a little bit more, there are a few other options. For example, we have the options here which says background, and this will actually describe to you everything that's gone into setting up this website and what those forecasts are being used, and what the data is being used in order to provide you with the results that you see here. So you can investigate that. That's a little bit more advanced than you need to go into. And also a few other useful links in the guide. You can even turn on the digital elevation model that they use, so you get an idea of the 3D elevation change on the coast. You can turn that on and off as well. And finally, if you're interested, you can also click on this manual button on the top left-hand corner here and just increase sea level rise above highest tide by incredibly large numbers, and just see what it looks like as well if we ended up with very high sea levels beyond what's forecasted by 2100. So you can play around with that just out of your own interest. Okay, that will do it. Hopefully you find this interesting. So you by no means have to go to Brisbane or focus on those locations. You can go to places that you might be more interested in. Wherever there's an option to go to Cairns, you can go to Western Australia, you can go to Southern Australia. Choose wherever you want to go to, and just investigate the kind of environments that are more likely to be at risk in the future. Okay, great. Thanks very much. Good luck with your investigations.